Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I've decided to get rid of this disco themes thing that I've got going on in the back of the ambulance here. I've decided to start getting into a little bit of camping, so yeah, I really want to turn this into a bit of a camper. I watched a few things online on YouTube, and looks like a bit of fun to try and do up the back of an ambulance and make it somewhat comfortable for camping. My idea of camping is not to go out in the wilderness or out into the sticks. I've got a brand new fresh paint job on this ambulance and I really don't want stone chips all over it, so I've decided to do it up in a way where I can just take it to maybe like caravan parks, maybe reserves, places where there's like asphalt and grass to drive on, certainly not dust or rocky ground, gravel or anything like that. So yeah, so I really have been inspired by a lot of videos which I've seen online, and I definitely like to do that with this one. It's kind of a little bit trickier than the videos that I have seen online. My ambulance module has been made out of fiberglass, and I'm not actually sure what's in between the two panels of fiberglass. So I've got a fiberglass inside and the fiberglass on the outside. So I'm hoping that there's some sort of something that I can build to, like brackets or something in between. It can't just be the fiberglass paneling. There has to be something holding this thing together for structure support. I would imagine for an ambulance it must have some sort of roll cage or something, I'm not sure. So I've bought an angle grinder and I've bought a jigsaw, and I'm hoping to just make a little impression in the bodywork on the inside and see what is underneath, and then I can decide where I'm going to go to from there. So yeah, so wish me luck, and I'm going to show you a little bit on the inside how much room I've got to play with. There seems like there's a lot of gap on this particular side. There's about this much gap I can see extra room, which is currently wasted. And this side I've got about half a foot, I would say, in cabinetry which I can take out. So I can't see any screw holes, so it seems like it's all one piece. Yeah, I've had a pretty good look, and there's no like bolts, little screw holes to undo. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do, but that's my plan anyway. So without any further ado, I'll show you what I've got here. Okay guys, so pretty much what I've got in here is this sort of cabinetry which I want to take out and create more space. So I'm thinking if I get like a jigsaw and cut out this sort of fiberglass kind of casing. See, that's pretty deep in there. Yeah, just to get rid of that, I'll probably be keeping the window. I should have some sort of scheme of what I'm going to be doing, or how I'm going to do it, but I'm actually not too sure what I actually want in this. I would definitely like to be able to lay down in the back of this, hopefully sideways, so like going across this way. Yeah, I'm not too sure how to go about it, but I'm going to get a drill and start drilling some holes and see if I can find some sort of metal underneath, some sort of cage at least. Alright guys, here we go. I spent months and months on this ambulance doing the back of it up to get it into the disco vibe thing that I wanted. And now, yeah, I've changed my mind. So here I go. I've stripped it out, taken out the carpet, I've taken out the speakers, taken out the fridge, yeah, taken out the flashing lights. So all that's left now is just this shell. Hopefully you'll be able to get like a closer look of what I'm actually talking about in here. So yeah, so all these cabinets have to go, but they are very, very deep. So what I wanted to do, I've got my heater down here, which is pretty much, unfortunately, that's where I really wanted to lay my bed. So there's actually a lot of gap. But I can't stand up in this ambulance. This is, don't know if you can see, it's probably a bad look, but this is as much as I can stand up. Yeah, I really don't know what to do. So I've got in here, I've got a hole here, which we can't see, which is useless. And I've got this spot here, which is where I had my mini fridge, which goes down into the outside locker. So technically I could cut that out from the inside, get rid of this. This is where the seat used to be originally. This is the spot here, someone's cut it off. Yeah. Alright, so this Ford F-250, it comes with outside lockers on both sides. So this particular one is underneath my windows, and it's quite a big area. So heaps of storage space in there, which I think that if I permanently lock these on the outside, it gives me even more gap to play with in here, which is this here. So I'm presuming if I lock it on the outside, I can cut the top of that off, and it creates more space on the inside. Get rid of all this stuff, as long as there's some sort of casing holding the ambulance together. I don't want to start cutting into it and then suddenly the whole thing starts caving in. Like, I don't know how thick the roof is, the ceiling, so even like I want to put some skylights in and a fan, ventilation fan, but I'm not too sure if you can stand on the top of these things like I've seen a lot of videos. So here, this is a good example of how deep this thing actually is. So in here, just some odd tools. So I could probably go to here, because this is definitely like the outside of the ambulance wall. Doesn't seem too thick, but in saying that, when I look through the window here, if you look through the blind, you can probably see that's about 3 inches thick, this window, which is awesome. I totally love this window. It comes with the blinds, so you can just turn the blinds, get the light in, light out. Yeah, so I've bought myself a what do you bloody call it, a jigsaw, and I'm going to probably start doing some cutting around these sorts of areas and see how close I can actually get, because obviously I want to put insulation and stuff in, but I need to know what's actually behind this area. So stay with me. On this side I've got more cupboards, so I don't know whether to strip this whole thing totally, which I do because I've sort of got like a picture of what I want this to actually look like at the end. So I love like Scandinavian type look, relaxed kind of earth tones. I know you wouldn't know by looking at this, but I've kind of changed my tune a little bit for what I like. I like a lot of different things, so this worked for the time being, but now time to change it and start afresh, give this old girl a new life. Actually, what I want to do is just show you here me sitting. So even if I put my feet through here to try and actually lay down, this is my head sort of in a cabinet. So I reckon I would fit this way, to be honest, laying down. And if I get like a little bit of elevated raised bed, it'd be even better. Alright, here's the piece that I've just cut off. So it gives me a good look now as to what's actually in here. I have no idea what this is. Maybe that is actually the petrol tank hole. So I won't be cutting through that. So that's an interesting little find. So here's the new hole that I've made. So I'm just going to try and pull this piece out and see if I can see anything behind this hole. So I'm just going to cut down here and try to pull this piece out and see what is actually behind there. Okay, so here goes. I'm going to try and pull this piece off now, if I can. It's pretty still stuck on there. Pretty hard stuff. You never know what's going to be behind all these paneling because this was an ambulance, so I don't know, it could be wiring, piping, who knows. Alright, so we've got some sort of something there. I don't know what that is. Electrical. So that's more fiberglass. More fiberglass. So still, so far, no metal, which sucks because I want some sort of bracing that I can attach shit to. So now I have this piece which I want to remove because for me there's no reason for it to be there. So I'm going to try and cut this whole panel out. Again, it's empty, but it's pretty dark. I don't have a torch or anything, so yeah, let's have a go. Here we go. That's the result of cutting out that wasted panel. So now I have created like this much extra space. So yeah, so this much space. That's pretty good. That is so good. Alright, here I found my first evidence of some metal framing. So I'm just going to get this piece off. Try and get this piece off anyway. Okay. See, they're actually quite thick pieces. So yes, finally some sort of framing. No idea the shape of it yet, but we'll still keep on cutting and try and find more support. So unfortunately, I just snapped my jigsaw blade, so can't really do any more tonight. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I've seen so far, that I can make a hell of a lot of space in the back here, a hell of a lot more than I first originally thought. So let me know what you think. Cheers.